Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 1st to the 7th of August 2016. The week begins with Mercury recently having gone into Virgo, and Mercury is at home in Virgo. Even though we're in the lazy month of Leo, this can actually speed things up a bit as we're tuning in to thought forms and making plans. This is where we stream that thought through and put it into action. So we need to be aware of the pace of life at the moment, because there's no real need to rush forward too quickly, but we can start to build a skeletal structure. This is also a great time for looking at the mind-body connection, being more mindful, being more present, especially to do with health and eating. So if we are rushing around, we can often gulp down our food or rush a process or try and multitask, but this is a really good time to slow that down and to be more present and to do one thing at a time and to feel it more deeply, to eat more slowly, to speak more slowly, and to enjoy the texture of the experience rather than rushing to the end point. So for the next few weeks, Mercury there in Virgo, we're heading towards a retrograde as well. So this is one to be watched. So Mercury's direct until the 31st of August, passing over the retrograde point on the 10th. So look out for the 10th of August next week. But retrograde on the 31st, all the way back to direct on the 7th, and then into Libra on the 8th of October. So the next couple of months is going to be involved with this Mercury Virgo. So on the first footing, just that presence, just that mindfulness. Have a look at how quick you spend your energy, where you place it, what you're thinking and what actions that results in, whether you're trying to rush everything, whether you're trying to be super person and do everything at once, whether you're actually present, and what actions can be slowed down, what thoughts can be slowed down, in order that we're forming a long range plan. But this is a long distance run, not a sprint. So those are the dates there, but for now just have a look at that forward motion until the 31st, but keeping an eye out for the 10th next week as well, because this is the third of the Mercury retrogrades in Earth signs, which is part of the signature of 2016. So in January we had Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, in May we had Mercury retrograde in Taurus, and in August, September we've got Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So there may even be a link between the three. We're dealing with the element of Earth and where it falls for you, what it means for you, but there could have been stories of self-esteem, of money, of attachment, of housing, of love. All things to do with value and valuables have been coming up so far this year, and this is the third in the Trinity with Mercury, which I feel will be more to do with the mind-body connection and health, but it could be to do with structuring your life and work as well. On Monday we have the sacred day of Lughnasadh, which is the celebration of the Sun King. As the harvest, the corn harvest was brought in, they would honour the Sun King, the sun who had given his life to make that crop grow, and have a celebration at that time. So it's a very quiet and gentle one, but a good day to get out, to appreciate the sun, to appreciate nature and the inner sun and the inner nature, life, growth and gratitude. Having a look at what we honour and showing honour. Because by Tuesday we've got the new moon in Leo. Now it doesn't come in till the evening, so Tuesday is still under a kind of dark moon aspect, so don't worry if you don't feel really bright and on fire just yet. But by the time the evening comes in, we have the sun and the moon in Leo, just on the heels of Lughnasadh. So this is a very solar beginning to the week. And Venus is still in Leo as well. So Venus will be moving into Virgo at the end of the week, but for the rest of the week we've got a short window of the Sun, Moon, that's a new moon energy, double energy, and Venus in there as well, all powered up in the fire sign of Leo. On top of that, Mars has just gone into Sagittarius. So talking of signature tunes for 2016, we've also been tracing the Mars retrograde going all the way back to January as well. So Mars was going through Scorpio, into Sagittarius, back through Sagittarius and Scorpio, and then forwards again. And now we're stepping back into the third leg of the forwards direction in Sagittarius. So we can have a look back to the beginning of the year, and where Mercury retrogrades teach us how to rethink and reorder and re-visualise and re-perceive things, Mars teaches us where we've actually been putting our energy, where that may have been blocked, where we may feel anger and frustration, and where we can take our soul force energy and direct it. So on a retrograde, that takes it inwards to have a look at the buttons that are being pressed and the psychologies that have formed and the narratives. But now we're going forwards again. How much older and wiser are we? How far have we journeyed? What have we learnt on that major journey about where we take our energy and we put it and direct it in life, and what we learn along the way? So we've been on a huge learning curve, and for the rest of August we are, with Sagittarius, actually putting that learning into wisdom, being able to apply it and maybe even document some of it as well. And finally, by the end of the week, like I say, we have Venus going into Virgo. So Venus has ignited our creativity over the last few weeks, our celebration of beauty and nature and our creative spark. And now stepping into Virgo, again this is putting it into action. So it's quite a practical week, this one. If we can take everything that we've learnt with all the Mercury and Mars retrogrades and with our Venus taking us back to our creativity, where can we actually apply that now? So a bit of an early going back to school vibe. Having a look at making long-term plans, having them very energized by all this solar energy, and then putting our wisdom and putting our creativity into good use. There's still plenty of time to get out and enjoy the sunshine, because with the coming Mercury retrograde we don't really have to act just yet, but the vision's coming in. We're having a look at how we want to apply ourselves in the next harvest cycle, and there's some exciting opportunities coming in there with Uranus as well. So just putting those thoughts down on paper, just visioning, doing mood boards. But until the next Mercury retrograde is over, we don't really need to actually act upon some of this. And we're also learning how to magnetize things towards us rather than having to go out and hunt them. So it's a good process really to just create a feeling inside of the kind of things that you'd like to be being and doing, the kind of experiences and atmosphere that you'd like to surround yourself with, the changes that you'd like to make since the last cycle, but make those magnetic and energized inside, and then we can sit back and see what we can attract without going chasing after it just yet. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. As usual, if you'd like a reading, then I am available across the world on Skype or one-to-one in Camden, London, and you can have a look at your chart. We can have a look at areas of your life. You can begin to learn your chart and see what's coming up for you. So always a fascinating experience if you'd like to contact me for a reading, or alternatively come and join the online group where we're learning every day with different topics and different aspects as they come up in a really warm and honourable environment. Or alternatively, if you'd like a bit of home learning, then I do have all my courses, my online courses with video and notes, where you can learn at your own pace: astrology, tarot, numerology, moon cycles and feng shui. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.